John Doolan, your verdict on that defeat to Newport County this afternoon?
Not very good, Dan. First half, huffed and puffed. Didn't perform, didn't stand up against the challenge from where they are in the league and where we are ourselves. Wasn't a bottom end clash. Well, it was a clash, but in terms of like standing up and trying to win a game of football, especially in the first half, not for me. And you know, we spoke about it yesterday in terms of the first goal influences the game, and they get one right on the 43rd minute before half time, and it just totally changes everything.
How do you explain it then? Because of course you don't prepare to play like that. What's behind it, do you think?
I don't know. I don't know what that was, that first half. That takes me back to the first half at Crewe and the whole Cheltenham game, if you like. You know, I don't know whether there's a nervousness about them. You know, whether they're going to be brave enough to get on the ball. Decision making was poor at times in terms of what we should do. You know, I could pick loads out of the first half down. I really, really could. But, you know, as I just said to them, I didn't say much, to be honest. I just said, I'll see you all tomorrow.
You made a double change at half-time, presumably to try and turn things around and change that. How did you feel that changed the game in the second half?
Well, it did. Well, in terms of us getting on the ball and getting the ball to the people that we needed to get it to, I thought we put more crosses in the box. If at times if we had quality going in there, then people have got to get in the end of them. And we didn't have that. If they won first contact, we didn't pick the second contact up. If we did get first nick on it, then we didn't get the second bit again. So, you know, it's quality in the final third. You know, it was a little bit more like us in terms of on the front foot and getting the ball wide. The fans in the Clayton ends were brilliant, and they were trying to suck the ball into the back of the net. And, you know, but at the same time, is then you're leaving yourself wide open because you're chasing the game, then you're getting beat 1-0. And there's more of a nervousness about us, you know, trying to get the ball forward quick. And at times, you know, route one was okay, and little flicks and the ball going wide and crosses coming in. But we just lacked that quality in the final third, Dan.
Yeah, I think it was 2 shots on target. Does that sum up what you're talking about with quality?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. So, you know, you've got to make sure that you create more chances, like we have in the previous games, what I've gone on about, and then we haven't took them. But today we created, I would say, less. And when they did come, if you say it was 2, we haven't even looked at the stats, whether it was 2 or not. We haven't took them.
We've talked a couple of times in recent weeks, because of the way the games have gone, about the time to worry is when you're not creating chances. Are you worried then?
Well, one game, yeah. When that game, I am today worried about that, because we didn't. But if you want to look at the bigger picture, Dan, and you want to look at the who we had out and who we played and who we had to play, and by the way, these lads have done well in recent games. Yeah, my old, if you like, different shape, but we kept the same shape today. But we've got some big players out. So we've got some big players out, some lads who go straight back into the team, and the lads that have filled the gap at the minute are just doing okay.
Is it particularly that top end of the pitch where the injuries are affecting you, do you think? You know, we looked at that balcony during the game, and the players you've got up there that aren't available to you, is that particularly having an impact in that final third?
Well, it has to, doesn't it? Because you're not winning games and you're creating chances, bar only if you're saying we only created 2 today, then it has that. You know, you've got Tyler Walton, you've got Sean Worley, you've got Devon Matthews suspended today, you've got Farron Rawson's a massive miss, both of them in defence today. So you're asking lads to do things that, you know, they have been doing, but they can't do it consistently at times, and it's not for the one to try, and they're trying the best. And, you know, it's a work in progress, you've got to keep going with it.
You did get Conor O'Brien back from injury today, his first appearance since early April. How big a boost is that to be able to have him?
Well, it was, because you've seen his threat. You know, you probably lost a little bit of quality now and again, but he did put one unbelievable cross, I think, right across. I think someone's got a nick on the first area of it, or by the first the post, I should say, the first little contact, and it's gone right through everyone. No one's got the little, you know, the next bit, which is the hardest bit, was putting the ball in the back of the net.
You touched on attacking injuries. You didn't have Charlie Caton in the squad today. What's the situation?
Charlie as well, yeah. Sorry, I totally forgot about him, because my brain's rushing away with things in terms of now of the next step. And the next step is obviously Sunday morning when we go through all that. But Charlie just felt something, he overstretched for the ball in training on Friday. On Thursday that was, and just felt something. So we had a look at it on Friday, and then obviously the medical said, you know, he probably, if you're pushing it, he could go. So he was out today.
And you mentioned Sunday morning, the next step, to analyse it and go through it. How do you go about in the time you've got before another home game next weekend? making sure that this doesn't get repeated, making sure that you learn from it, I guess.
Well, that's what you've got to do, Dan. So that's it. So you've just got to get up the next day, you've got to come into work and you've got to face each other. So, you know, what I said very, very little there at the end, only, you know, one or two things, and then the last one was, I'll see you tomorrow. In terms of half-time, I said quite a bit, because we weren't pleased. Me and Jed Brannan weren't pleased with it. We weren't pleased with... We were just huffed and puffed in the first half, nowhere near, miles away, and we could only get better. In terms of changing it, and in terms of, we looked a little bit better on the eye, like passing the ball a little bit better, going route one and winning first contact, not picking second balls. That looked a little bit better. But we'll analyse it properly tomorrow morning as a team.